Hey everybody, what's going on? It's me, Big41 Gaming here. Welcome back to the channel. Today, we're going to have the start of our zero overall franchise. We do this a lot on Madden. We're going to bring it back for MLB. I did it last year. We didn't actually complete it. This year, we're going to do it just like we did with Madden. I'm going to continue it until we actually complete all of our goals, which we have one. So, up on the screen here, you will see the rules and, of course, the main goal as well. First rule, only sign one free agent per season. So, if we don't win any games, obviously we can't sign like an 80 overall. You know, we're not gonna try to get like the 90 overall, player immediately. Try to help this team. We're gonna slowly build it up. That's that's the thing. We can only sign under 80 overall if we do not make the playoffs. If we make the playoffs, we can sign any 80 to 85. If we make the ALDS or ALCS, we can then sign up to 95 overall players. And if we win the World Series, we can sign anybody. So if there is a 99, we'll be able to sign them, or anyone above a 95 can only be signed after the World Series win, or World Series in total. We'd also only draft one in the Rule 5 pick, or Rule 5 draft. Obviously, it just helps us out a little bit getting an extra player to play, honestly. And yeah, and we can only make one trade during the season. So let's say our free agent does really, really well. We trade him to get 3 picks. Or 3, players to actually help out the team and actually play and, help us score runs and everything. And, of course, injuries will be off until we actually get, like, a full 90-player squad. That's obviously going to take a little bit. And, yeah, so kind of going over everything I did. I do have some scholarships from playing Diamond Dynasty, getting some couple gold ones. I'm not going to spend, stubs on the diamond ones. The scouts contracts, we have 102. We have some really good ones with position players and one with pitching wise. So we're good. We're gonna be good there. There's a lot of very expensive ones up here. I'm not really gonna try for that. There's a couple of them that are good, but I like these 3. Gonna have 1 for pitchers and 2 for position players because we're gonna need them. I'm obviously gonna simulate a lot of these games. I'm not going to be playing the games because obviously we have a 0 overall. And obviously, I did download a roster. So I didn't make this roster. I downloaded it off the roster control. So I personally did not make these. I didn't see top prospects. Well, I'll update this every season, obviously, when we start making picks and everything. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and start the season. We're probably going to go 0-162. But I'm going to do scouting off camera. If you guys do want to see that, let me know down in the comments section below. Write down, if you want to see the scouting and everything. I'm probably just going to skip past it, go to draft day, kind of talk about why I picked these players. And of course, first off, we'll go ahead and make our free agent signing now since we can. Of course, we can sign anybody that is under 80 overall. And honestly, I might pick up a infielder or maybe like I need a bat, to be honest. We're actually going to sign Michael A. Taylor. It's going to be a 2-year deal worth up to 5.7 per year just because we have to overpay him. We have to release someone. Never mind. Stand by. Didn't know this was going to be a thing. Do we have a full 40-man? I think we do. Yeah, we do. So we'll just release. Cool. And then we'll sign the free agent of Michael A. Taylor to, again, that 2-year deal with $5.7 million because we do have to overpay. Actually, let's just make it 6. Let's just make it easier. So with that, the lineup is going to have, of course, Michael A. Taylor. Why is he in single A? He's not in the 40-man, apparently. There we go. Now he's in the majors. We'll add him on to center field. Obviously, he's going to be a leadoff hitter. We don't need to change it for no DH because we do have the DH there. But obviously, he might be the one traded. I'll also go through the trade deadline and everything. We might even get 2 seasons in this first season to kind of, make this go by a little bit faster. But anywho, I'm going to go ahead and do all the scouting, and I'll see you guys in just a second. So here we are at the draft. Obviously, we haven't won a game yet, but I kind of want to show off the first three. We do get J.J. Denson, who was the first guy on our board I was really hoping to grab. He was a very, very good player. Unfortunately, we do not get him. Second guy goes to Cardona. He was number 3 on our list, so we, again, cannot get... I mean, they're obviously top 4, so we can't, unfortunately, get those guys, but we actually do also lose Jason Schaefer as well. So, honestly, we just kind of need to go for the who's best available. We're going to pick up for Guerrero here. He was ranked number 5 on our list. He's 22, has very good potential. He's 100% scouted. He's also really good overall as well. So, we need starting pitching. We pretty much need everything, honestly. It's in between him and Visperas, but I think we're going to go starter here. I mean, Visperas is a year younger, but his overall is a little bit lower, and potential, it could be a little bit higher, but I'm going to go ahead and pick up the starter of Pedro Ferreira as our first pick here in this Zoo overall franchise. Obviously, we're going to have the first pick later on, or now down the road. Do we have anyone? We do have people scouted, but 100% scouted. We're actually going to take as well Vinny Smoke. He has a really good potential. He did opt out, so there's a very good chance that he could be injured. But we're going to take another starter. We need pitching. And now we're at 72. We're going to go with another starter. We're going to go Fletcher Dune. Honestly, get a bunch of pitchers early, and then we can go ahead and get like a right fielder here in the third round. Yeah, we're in the third round at 78. I mean, we're going to reach a little bit, but he is healthy. We're going to take our first bat of Ernesto Valdez. He might sit in the minors for a little bit, with them being only 18. So try to get him up there a little bit. We're also going to pick up this, Villegas. I'm going to butcher some of these names. I do apologize, but I'm very terrible with names. I mean, this Lerma is 23. He did opt out, but he's a little bit low overall. I don't want a project at 23. We're going to go ahead and pick up Villegas, another starting pitcher. 19, he did opt out again, but hopefully, half of these guys are going to be good to go and not, be injured or anything. Here in the 5th at 138, we're going to pick up Marshall Thorne, the left fielder. At one, pretty decent left fielder. And then our last pick we have scouted is Meteor. I'm going to call him Luis. Another starting pitcher. So we'll kind of see how we did. We'll also check everything like that for draftees once we sign them all. Obviously, we're going to try to sign these guys pretty quickly. A lot of people have a lot of interest as well. Honestly, I could probably get this. Nope, I can't get him straight up. Okay, never mind. He was at 71%. Sometimes they select it like Vinny Smoke was. Obviously, he wanted to come to Oakland. Same thing with Fletcher Dune. He really wanted to come to Oakland. We'll get these guys on here. We might... I think we can just sign them. I don't really think we need to... honestly scout them anymore. We actually don't get anything for them, even though they're at 60%. I do like how they did add it as now a 2-day sign rather than 3 days as it was last year. It makes the game go by a little bit quicker just trying to sign these guys. And honestly, we're just getting them pretty quickly. We're just offering the lowest amount. Obviously, we can't sign Valdez, but we can sign Villegas there. And then we have to simulate for a couple days. Obviously, we are 0-103. We're obviously going to make a trade here very, very soon. Sometimes we are getting still some injuries, which is fine. I'm not going to worry too much about it, but he's 100% scouted. He is 75 to 90 potential, which is not bad. Hopefully is above that like 80 overall potential, which would be really, really nice. I think that was everybody. I don't think we have any more draftees. We do not. So we are actually going to go ahead and make our trade now. So here's the thing. We can't trade for anyone that is going to be good. I mean, honestly, Michael A. Taylor hasn't been... He's actually been pretty good. 277 batting average, 336 on base. He's got a 700 OPS. 16 home runs, 33 walks, 33 RBIs. Obviously, he's not getting many RBIs because no one's getting on for him. But, I mean, look at this guy up to a 4 overall with plus 10 Ks per 9. Look at that, and he's in AAA. So, kind of decent for some people. Obviously, we're going to have really, high ERAs because our team sucks. But you know, we're not going to talk about that. Yeah, I'll be back once we make our trade. What we kind of get is from the Cubs here. We do get a center fielder, Brennan Davis, who is 63 overall with B potential. He probably will start for us next season. And of course, also Alexander Canario, who's another B potential, another outfielder. So we do get 2 more outfielders as well, add on to what we already get, and we save $6 million. We get guys that could play for us right now, and honestly, it's gonna be good for us. And now let's look at our draft picks. We had a very solid draft. Pedro's 91 potential. He's right smack dab in the middle, honestly, of his potential. Again, he is 22. He's 72 overall. Not too bad. 77 stamina. 4 pitch mix. Decent walks per 9. Not very good hits per 9, at least. For simulation wise. Vinny Smoke, 94 potential. He's a 64 overall, so he's actually, again, smack dab in the middle of where he should be. That's got a potential. Very low hits per 9. Not that great stamina for a starter as well, so he might be a reliever down the road. Fletcher Dune, 67 overall. He was a 90 potential, so up on the higher tier of that potential, which is really nice. With 57 hits per 9. Not, very, very good. Really good break. Really good, decent velocity. 5-pitch mix. You might see, him in the next couple of seasons. Again, Valdez was going to be the one that's going to be taking a while. He is a B potential, but he is going to be a project. So he's going to actually start down the minors, which is why we made the trade for the right fielder and the center fielder to have them kind of work off each other so he can kind of get better. Villegas, 63 overall. 93 potential, which is actually very, very good. Up on the higher tier of his potential. A2 stamina, 50 hits per 9. He's kind of even all the way around, so very, very decent player, especially for like a late round pick. Marshall Thorne, again, is going to be a project. Unfortunately, he's 48 overall at 21. He has 88 potential, which is nice, but I was kind of hoping for more of that 90 range, especially when he was projected 96, but I don't think we scouted him all the way, so that was kind of on my fault. But then our last pick, Lewis, was a 78 potential. He's 74 overall, so he's honestly going to start for us next season. A little bit low on the potential, so maybe he might move up to B in the first couple seasons. We never know. But very, very solid picks here. And now we'll kind of go all the way around. We did miss on Ricky Frazier, 97 potential, late in the draft. I just kind of want to see if we didn't, if we missed on anyone. We did miss on a 99 potential. Oliver Cozart, 80 overall as well. We had a generational third baseman right off the rip. It's the first time I'm seeing a 99 potential ever. I've played franchise for a couple minutes here. His scout potential was a 31 to 58. We didn't scout him. We should have. Unfortunate, but we weren't really looking at third baseman, unfortunately. But a lot of picks for the Diamondbacks, but nothing really. But yeah, first 99 I've seen so far. So I've seen a lot of 97s and like 1 or 2 98s so far in like this 10 seasons I've simulated for franchise, but not a 99. That's the first one. And it's, of course, the 0 overall franchise. The Royals drafting a 99 center fielder, Lucas Visperas as well, 74 overall. Not bad. Twins got 86. Oh, we were meant to check the Guardians. It was J.J. Denson was a 94 potential. So decent there. I kind of like our pick, especially. Decent pickups for the Angels, yet one of them was a reliever. I'm not looking at relievers. And then, of course, ours had a lot of the Blues. 3 A potentials in this draft, or 4 A potentials in the draft. I can't do math, obviously, which is very sad because I'm in college. So there's that. But 490 overalls, 2 80s, and then 178s. Not too bad for our first draft. I'll see everyone in the offseason. This season, we are 0-162. Obviously, we did not win a game. I don't think we came close. I mean, 1 or 4 is honestly the closest thing we've had to a win, or closest thing to a win we've had this season. I don't think anything else was, closer. Maybe we did score 3 runs here against LA, so we did have a 3-run game there, and we only lost by 3. But we did have a 1-3 loss against San Diego, but I mean nothing too shabby there. Honestly, we're going to take a look at our 2 guys here that we made drafts or trades for. Canario is now a C potential, which is not great. We did trade for him, and he was a B potential. But Brennan Davis still a B potential. He's went up plus 11 to his contact versus left, which is very, very solid. for him as well. Decent defense, not great with steal and base running aggressiveness, but kind of decent all the way. The plus 11 is really, really solid. That's what I need from him. But only batted 167 on the season in his 55 games. 36 hits, 8 doubles, 1 triple, 3 home runs, 6 RBIs, 14 walks, and 57 strikeouts. Canario did have 6 home runs in 55 games, which is not bad. 13 ribbies, 13 walks, 4 stolen bases. He batted 206 and 256 on base percentage. So only had like a 500 OPS, but in their first like kind of mini seasons with us, both 64 overall, both with decent defense. At least we'll have defense out in the outfield. But yeah, let's see who wins the World Series. Is the Yankees over the Dodgers? What a World Series that would be. Obviously, now we're going to go into the offseason. Of course, we're going to have a couple people, retire because of the abilities. But other than that, I'll kind of go through everything. We don't have any exclusive free agents or anything. We'll sign our one free agent, obviously, and I'll be right back once we find him. So here looking at the off-season, at least for the free agents-wise, our first day, obviously Jack Flaherty's here. I don't know. He did pretty solid for the Tigers. 11-14 with 4.13 ERA. Obviously, it's going to be a lot, worse with us. We're going to sign him to a 5-year deal, $45 million. Hopefully we can sign him and get him going. Obviously, I'll go through all the tender contracts. I'm not going to have you guys sit here and watch me do this. Other than like the first 2 here. But I'll sign everybody, and I'll be right back. Also, I did forget, we do have the draft lottery to kind of look at as well. Kind of see where we're picking up. Hopefully, we do get the first overall pick because, again, we did lose 162 games. We do get the first, so solid there. We don't miss out on the first overall pick. The Marlins actually jumped up 4 spots to grab number 3, but we do get number 1. So that's going to be nice, and now we'll go ahead and get into the Rule 5 draft. Of course, we do have the first pick. Obviously, we can only pick up 1 player as well. Honestly, thinking a reliever might be a good option, like Joe Barlow. Might be a decent pickup for us as well, especially since we don't have any pitching-wise. Or we could go infielder to get our first kind of infielder like Vivara. Would be a decent pickup for us as well with a 67 overall. Be potential. He is also on the younger side compared to... He's 27, I lied. Barlow's 29. We could also pick up Chris Bubich as well from the Royals organization. I think what we're going to do is we're going to go ahead and pick up the shortstop of Terran Vivara. He's 27, 6'7" overall. He doesn't have a great bat, but honestly, he's gonna be a pick. He's gonna be, an advantage anyways. So we'll pick him up. We obviously can only make 1 selection in the Rule 5 draft. So now we have 2 people to kind of see who we want to trade. But anywho, I'll see you guys at the start of the season for next year. All right, so taking a look at the roster here to start the season. Obviously. Jack Flaherty, Luis, and Pedro all are going to start for us in the season. Jack Flaherty is a 78 overall at 29. Pedro 72 overall. He's got decent hits per 9 at least for us to start. Luis same as well with 92 starting pitching. But obviously we don't have many out there. We have the 1 shortstop of Vivara who's going to start at short. Thorne is going to be in Double-A to start. Davis, of course, in right, and then Valdez is also going to be in Triple-A to start the season. We'll kind of go through, make sure everyone's in the right spots for the lineups and for pitching wise to make sure they are actually starting and doing everything like that. So I'll see everyone at the draft again. Also, we are going to be looking again for a couple more starting pitching because we can never go wrong with some more starting pitching since we only have the 5 drafted we had last year and along with the 2 outfielders that we had. So we're going to be looking for some infielders to kind of shore up the infield and kind of go from there. So hopefully we can pick up some stuff in the draft and the trades as well. So yeah, I'll see everyone in just a second. All right, draft number 2. Of course, we do have the first overall pick. Obviously, we didn't find the number 1 overall guy. Of course, I'm not going to look at a closer as well. The number 1 guy is injured as well. So honestly, we're going to pick up a second baseman. He really wants to come here. He's only wants 2.9 for a demand, so that's honestly really good. He's 57 to 72 overall. He's only 18. Decent potential. He's 18. He's a second baseman. Let's go ahead and draft Warren Lopez, the second baseman. That's going to be a great pickup for us. He can't play anywhere else. He can just play second, which is a little unfortunate. I kind of hope that, maybe he can place another place just in case if we do pick up another guy. Orlando Diaz, the starter, goes at number 2. And then number 3, of course, is going to be the last one that we can see here. Greg Avery was the number 6 guy on our list. At least we got to number 1. We do have a competitive balance pick here. And I, at number 39, am going to... We have back-to-back picks. We're going to pick up Henry Guerrero. Another outfielder, but he looks pretty decent. Decent potential-wise. And the last one, we're also going to take another starter. I'm not even going to try to pronounce that last name. So we're going to draft him as well. So another starting pitcher onto the team. We're also going to draft this starting pitcher of Mackenzie Yang. Another starting pitcher. He's 21, has really decent potential as well. So another decent starter. But now we kind of need to focus on, I guess all of it's scouted is starting pitchers that are left, which is not great. There is no one left on the board. That at least we have scouted wise, so we might have to take a shot in the dark here with someone random. We do have a couple people for second baseman scouted at least, not too much percentage wise. We're gonna try to take a shot on. We don't really need another second baseman. We could just pick up a reliever, even though he's probably not going to do anything. We're gonna go ahead and take. This is the 4th round, and we have no one scouted here. That's not the greatest job by myself with scouting wise, but like even the third baseman are kind of meh. Not the greatest. We have no time, so we're gonna go ahead and take Satchel Gomez since we almost ran out of time here. So 5th round, obviously we have 2 more picks here. This is kind of not the greatest of jobs by myself. At least for scouting wise. We're going to go ahead and pick up McDonald as well. Another starter. Again, you can never go wrong with starting pitching. And then the last pickup, we're going to go ahead and pick up another infielder. This one, we're going to go ahead and go with a first baseman because we need one. So, honestly, he's going to be better than half the people we have right now. So, obviously, we're going to just go ahead. Also, your eyes don't deceive you. We do have 3 wins on the season. We beat Toronto 2-1. Joe Random actually got a win. We also beat the White Sox with Jack Flaherty getting a win. And then we did win against the Cubs in April. So we do have 3 wins, which is very, very surprising and to say the least. Obviously, we're going to sign the best guys that we have scouted all the way first. So Lopez is not going to want to sign, even though he's 71% interested. So there's that. We don't even sign Guerrero. Well... Butter my biscuit. There we go. We do get 1 person. Let's see if we can get Yang. He's interested. He does sign as well. And now I guess we'll just go ahead and fast forward a couple games here. Obviously, we do need to sign our number 1 draft pick here, which we do, of Warren Lopez. And we're also going to sign Henry Guerrero. And now it's just kind of letting these guys... get scouted a little bit. Felix Bautista goes to the Rangers. That's kind of a weird draft or a weird trade. Speaking of trades, we're about to reach the trade deadline. We'll go ahead and simulate 2 more days, and now we can actually see what these guys are. 73% interested. He signs. He's actually a very good player too. We can't sign these guys until later, so we'll definitely have to see where these guys are going to be at, but we can't sign those guys just yet. But now here's the trade deadline. Honestly, when I make our trade here, and I'll be right back. Good kind of trade we had was this one with the Brewers. We're going to pick up Victor Duarte. He's C3 overall. He didn't have great bat, but he has really good defense in Double-A. We're going to be trading away Jack Flaherty, who, 5.24 ERA. He's 1-16 with 22 starts. Obviously, we're going to trade him either way. So, yeah, we're going to pick up another center fielder. And, yeah, that's kind of the deal that we can do. Honestly, we did not have the greatest of deals for trade-wise, so he will stay down in Double-A. It's going to be... We'll move him up to Double-A. And we'll also move up Thorne to Triple-A. And then we'll go ahead and send down... or we'll just call up a player that we don't have, and we'll call up this guy. Bang, there we go. So we're good now. Taking a look at the roster, obviously we need to put in a starter here. Luis, you know, up to a 76 overall. He went down his stamina by 1, but did move up in his hits and Ks per 9 a little bit so far. But he's 1-20 with 20 home runs allowed, 5.6 ERA. Not great. Zed, he does have 7 quality starts, which is kind of nice. And then Pedro with a 5.53 ERA. Actually moved up to a 75 overall. Decent hits. Ks per 9 goes up. Home runs per 9 went up. Again, he is 0-17, but we're not going to worry about stats right now because, obviously, you know, no one's good enough to do anything. Brennan Davis is batting .218. Not the greatest so far. 92 hits, 5 home runs, 27 RBIs. A little bit more on the RBIs. But, again, his contact versus left and going up. And same thing with his power. So, good to see that. VAR, the Rule 5, is up to a 68 overall. Kind of +1, +2s everywhere. Not that I would like to see more out of that. And then Canario goes up +4 in his contact versus left, or contact versus right. I'm sorry, excuse me. And his first kind of, you know, he's also 5'11". My goodness, he's tall. Batting .237 is a lot better than what he did in last year's stuff. So taking a look where everyone is at, Vinny Smokes 457. He's gone up to a 66 overall. Fletcher Dune's up to a 69. Nice. With his +2 to Ks and +3 to Ks, +2 to hits per 9. Adolfo Villegas is up to a 66 with a +2s and +3s and +4s, so not bad from him. Again, Duarte is up to a 63, who we just traded for. Valdez is up to a 52, +6, and that's what I needed from him. And then Marshall Thorne's up to a 51. A couple 2s and 3s. I kind of need one of those to be like a +5 or something. Maybe he gets a big one in the, you know, later on the season. But obviously, you know, we don't have too many here that are kind of going to be, you know, great. Obviously, with 7 overalls and stuff like that. Yeah, so we made the trade. Obviously, we can't. We'll go ahead and do that. Sign the draft picks. We're just going to have to give them a lot of money here. So 89% interest. Please sign. Thank you. You're going to get 78% interest. Bang. We got him. Okay, so we got all of our draft picks again. Well, they're probably going to not be great, but you know, it is what it is. Honestly, McDonald's a 98 potential. We didn't have him scouted at all, and he's a 98 potential. Very, very good, you know. Warren Lopez, 67 overall, 89 potential. Actually, really good bat against, really good contact, honestly, on both sides. So he might start, honestly, for us next year. Henry Guerrero's an 82 potential, 71 overall. He might even start out in right field next year as well, or at least start in the major leagues to be a backup outfielder or something like that. Did he have any he can just play outfield, so he didn't have any secondaries. This guy, 69 overall, nice. So, again, he could start for us next year to kind of, you know, be that fit starter or so. Mackenzie Yang, really good stamina. That's about it wise for him. He really needs some time in the minor leagues at 21. 94 potential is not great, or really good. I was looking at the next guy. Satchel Gomez, 69 potential, which is not great. He's probably not going to be anywhere with us. Maybe he could play like third base for us for a little bit until we get someone that's good. But of course, Orville McDonald, 98 potential, so we do get above a 97. He is going to have to work on his fielding. I think that's what honestly is bringing his overall down. But decent, really decent hits per 9, decent stamina. You know, he may move up into the 70s by mid-season next year. And then Mosquera, 89 potential. He's going to be a project at 18, which I'm okay with. You know, we needed a first baseman. He can play the corner outfield. 89 smack dab in the middle, and we didn't have him scouted at all. So, honestly, really good pickup there. Wow, they didn't even sign their first round pick for the Mariners-wise. But taking a look around the league, we did miss on Edwin Powers, left fielder, but I don't really need left fielders. Or I could use left fielders now, but it is what it is. The Cubs signed a 90 starting pitcher in the first round. 97 potential Manny Cedeno. I'm hoping I'm saying that right. For the Pirates, down in their final pick of the draft that they had. Any other 99s? Again, we did have one 99 in the first round, so that was, or the first draft. That was kind of cool. 91 for the Guardians here, but they really didn't sign anyone else. Tigers didn't sign. They're 3. Royals did not have a good draft at all. Yeah, nothing really. Honestly, I think we had the best draft out of this whole draft class. So, really good. Actually, I said I didn't do well, scouting-wise. I think I did pretty good. Now, again, just kind of simulating the rest of the way. Again, I'll see everyone here in the offseason. 87, we actually did win 2 more games. We won 1 in L.A. and 1 against Boston. So, Luis actually had 2 wins with a 4.86 ERA. Not too shabby, honestly. And I guess we actually had an award. Canario had a Gold Glove award, so I totally forgot to do the award. So we'll actually do that as well, since Jordan and Judge won the MVPs in the American League. Lopez and Valdez won Cy Youngs. Judge and Seager won batting titles. Clase and Leclerc won Relievers of the Year. Espinoza and Keith won the Rookies of the Year. And we'll kind of just go one by one here. I'm not going to go off. Hunter Jimenez has done amazing, apparently, at second base for Gold Gloves. Also, Bollywood Jr. did get traded to the Twins. I don't ever see that happening, especially since he signed his 11-year deal. It's kind of weird, but computer does picks when they want to, or trades when they want to, so it's just kind of weird. Anywho, kind of just continuing. Corey Seager's won the Silver Slugger the last 3 seasons, and yeah, that's about it. Soto won postseason. Austin Wells won a World Series MVP for him. So, Houston won the first, Minnesota's the second, and of course Philly and St. Louis are over there on the opposite side. Taking a look at the lineup, Brendan Davis in the season with a plus 11 to his contact versus left. 67 overall. Not too bad. Played all 162, 9 triples, 5 home runs, 136 hits, 8 stolen bases, 221 average. Not great for his OPS, but, decent overall. Vivarez went up to a 70, kind of 3s and 5s and a bunch of 2s. Not the greatest season from him, for at least development-wise, but 222 average, not the greatest. Of course, I'm not expecting anything from these guys, to be honest, but Canario, 218 average. Again, 1s and 2s pretty much all the way across the board, so not great for development-wise again. But here we are with, pretty much nothing to go show for it. So, Luis is up to a 76, plus 5 to his Ks per 9, so decent start, or decent for him. He's still a 70, he's still a C potential. I was hoping that would go up back to a B, but it did not. Pedro went up to a 76 as well, plus 6 to hits per 9. That's honestly really, really good for him, especially in simulation. We're looking for hits per 9 and walks per 9, and they're both pretty decent. Plus 6 to also to his home runs per 9 as well. Really good with fielding-wise as well. We're probably going to look for some relievers now, too. Taking a look at our guys that are in the minors. Valdez went up to a 53 overall, plus 7 to his contact versus right, plus 4 to contact versus left. So, decent start for him, getting ready to get into the major leagues here, hopefully pretty soon, but 53 overall is not going to reach there in time. Duarte went up to a 64. Again, we traded for him in the Jack Flaherty deal. Plus 5s to his contacts, so decent for contacts-wise, but nothing else really to show for it. Again, we can't see AAA stats for some reason. Marshall Thorne, actually very solid season. 52 overall, or up to a 52 overall. Plus 5 and 4 to his contact, or to his powers, and plus 3s all the way around the board, besides his contact versus left and discipline. So, pretty decent for him. Vivarez up to a 70, plus 5 to his power versus left, but then plus 2s and plus 3s mostly across the board. And, of course, we don't have anyone else really to show for it other than our starting pitching. Fletcher Dune, 69 overall. Nice. Plus 3 to his hits per 9. Decent to his walks per 9, but 2s and 3s all the way across the board, so not too shabby there. Vinny Smoke, also up to a 69. He's got plus 7 to his Ks per 9 and plus 5 to his hits per 9. So a decent season from him as well, at least for development-wise. Aldolfo, I think that's how you say it. We're going to continue with it. Hits per 9, plus 3, plus 4 to his Ks, and walks, plus 5 to his home runs per 9, so pretty decent start from him. Also, if you guys want a player down, or if you want a player in this franchise, write a comment section down below who you kind of want. I'll go first come, first serve of who you kind of want me to change the name to. I won't change anything else. I'm just going to change the name. We're going to keep the potentials the same. The overall is the same. We're just changing the name. So if you guys want a player, write in the comment section down below who you want to take over, and I'll change that for you in probably the next video. Hopefully, if not, it'll be the video after that because I'm gonna go ahead and bulk record these. Anywho, yeah, I appreciate everyone for hanging out for episode number 1. Next episode we'll probably have another 2, maybe even 3 seasons for. So we'll have another. We'll get in the off season for this one. We'll also do the Rule 5 and then the draft, and then again off season Rule 5 draft, and then another off season Rule 5 and a draft, and then get to the off season on that next video. So again, hope you all enjoyed. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.